So I finally got a haircut. What do you think? It's very messy before, but still got a bit of a curl. But that's because my hairline is rapidly receding, so I need to try and cover it as best I can. Anyway, on to the show.
And his name is...
It's John Bunday. So, a bit of a rambling episode today, because you know when you have one of those rabbit hole moments and you're just like, what the, what the, what the, and then you just want to talk about it, and you're not sure who you could talk to about it. So I'm going to talk about it to all of you. Okay, so on Reddit saw a link to a video talking about that's the Doom 32X mod, which Resurrections I think it's called. Remastered. I'll put a link in the description. Anyway, so the version 2 of the mod is actually going to include multiplayer support. I was like, how the hell is that meant to work? And it turns out that there was a game back in the day that actually allowed for multiplayer support. Again, how the hell did that work? So, turns out there's a game called Zero Tolerance. Never heard it myself. It was released both in PAL and over in the States. And I'll put a link for another video below, which about someone who found this out for themselves and talked about trying to give it a try. So, in the box with the game was like one of those registration cards that said, if you send this back, they'll send you a link cable for the Mega Drive. And it turns out that if you plug this into the Player 2 port on 2 Mega Drives, you have to have 2 copies of the game, and then it lets you play this first-person shooter co-op. And then the guy also actually then showed us the footage of him and a friend playing it, and he said it made it a lot more fun. I mean, the game's alright, but when you're doing a co-op, it's great. So I'm thinking, oh, interesting, and then went to the Wikipedia page, and it turns out just last month it's been announced that Strictly Limited Games are going to be re-releasing it with the sequel that was never released. There was a prototype that was given out by the developer on his website, but that also looks like it's been completed now, because they're also going to do a release for like Switch and PS4 as their collection, which also includes the prototype. But the Mega Drive one they're doing is just the first and the sequel. So, yeah, and I'm thinking, okay, is this something I want to give a try? Because, I mean, technically I already have the ROM on my EverDrive of the first game, but I won't have a second Mega Drive to play on. And then I keep thinking, in the back of my head, so when there are less limits on my time, i.e. the kids are older and they go off and do what they want, something I would like to try is I have games like on my GameCube, Zelda 4 Swords, for example, and I don't own it, but Crystal Chronicles, where you need to have like all these either consoles or GBAs or something, and actually have other tubers who would want to actually play those games together, like you do a video about it, like have a fun day doing this, and I wanted, well, I mean, is there like another YouTuber who would want to do a 2-player Zero Tolerance, and maybe the sequel if it supports it, but means you might have to get that collection now, because I guess if someone eventually dubs the ROM, if you are into that, I mean, you should really pay for it. But the original game, though, I don't know how much that costs now, but anyway. Or is this one of those pipe dreams that, oh, it'd be great to do, but then in like 10, 20, 30 years time, I'll still be like, yeah, I should have done that. Because you can still buy the link cable. There's a website in Hong Kong that will actually still supply it, or they create it. It's not official. Or you could make it yourself if you have the soldering skills, but I can't be asked for that. So again, I'll put links in the below. But yeah, 2-player first-person shooter Mega Drive game. I mean, I really am trying not to spend much money this month because I have been blitzing the credit card. So, the game is currently up for pre-order if that is something that's of interest to you, and it's going to be apparently shipped in autumn, so whatever that is. I mean, it kind of looks like the style is similar to Wolfenstein 3D, not the actual art of it, but the how they done the FPS of it. FPS of it. Like the kind of 2D kind of style of it, of like going left, right, if I was better at making videos, I'll put some footage and stuff in now, but I will see if I can get some screenshots in. Maybe now. Otherwise, again, I really recommend. So it's HistoricNerd, actually, while we're recording. Turns out the video crashed. Great. So yes, as I was saying, it's HistoricNerd and MatteusBeus. I think I pronounced that correctly. Or Matt. Give their videos a look. If you're interested in either Mega Drive or 32X modding, or in history of the 32X, history of Mega Drive games, because I think just system link up for the Mega Drive is just... Is it something that I will actually do? I don't know. I mean, I would love to give it a try, but is it more of a novelty rather than like, this is something I really should invest in? Like, I know I won't play it anytime soon if I found someone to do it with. It's just I'm struggling to just play games single player at the moment, let alone 2-player. And then you can use someone who has, a Mega Drive and also a copy of the game. So it may have it or have an EverDrive, but then if it turns out the sequel also supports the game, the link cable, but then find some of that. Strictly Limited are doing 1,500 copies of the PAL version and 1,500 of the American. Again, links in the description. So yeah, maybe it's just something that I'd be like, oh, that'd be nice to try. And then I'll kick myself in a decade and go, why didn't I buy that? I now have the time to do it. I mean, if I really want to go down that rabbit hole, I guess I can buy a second Mega Drive and then, see if one of my kids want to do it. But they'll probably go like, these graphics are so loud. Why can't we play on the PS7? Anyway, cool. That's the end of my rambling. I hope you all have a great day, and I will catch you later. Goodbye.